Hold on just a minute. Hey, Jordan, how you doing today?
We can't hear you, Jordan. You're not muted, but we can't hear you.
How about now? There we
Hey,
go.
Jordan, how you doing today? Uh-oh. Give me just a second. Hold on.
We can't hear you, Jordan. You're not muted, but we can't hear you. Oh, that was the recording. I was like, whoa.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I have I had the YouTube recording up at the same time, and there's like a 5-second delay, and so I was just hearing myself bounce back and forth, but I think we're okay now. Hope so. Okay, now that we're all in our places with bright, shiny faces, let me call to order Lubbock County Court. We're sitting in probate matters here in a cause number, probate and guardianship matters here in a cause number 2014-784923. This is in the matter of the guardianship of Christopher Waters, and this is on an application of a court-initiated removal of current guardian of person and estate and the temporary appointment of a successor guardian of the person and estate. Ms. Wharff, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Lori Truitt, as a court-appointed attorney ad litem, are you ready to proceed?
Present and ready, Your Honor.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, Ms. Wharff, you may proceed.
Your Honor, prior to calling my only witness, which will be Jordan Elder, I would like the court to take judicial notice of the resignation of Trilogy Guardian Services, and that was filed on November 2nd, a couple of days ago.
The court has received in the file the resignation of Kyla Baker of Ballion Incorporated, doing business as Trilogy Guardianship Services, or Guardian Services, pardon me. And the court has taken notice of that resignation letter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The court would call Jordan Elder.
Mr. Elder, if you please raise your hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you're about to give in the matter before this court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms.
Jordan.
Wharff, you may proceed.
Jordan, would you just state your full name, please?
It's Jordan Elder.
And you are a representative of Respect Your Elders, which is a private professional guardian company. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And do you understand that I, as the court investigator, have filed an application to remove Trilogy Guardian Services as Christopher Waters' guardian? And I filed that some time ago. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is it correct that Respect Your Elders has agreed to serve as a temporary guardian for Mr. Waters, taking over for Trilogy to kind of wrap up some loose ends and see what we need to do going forward in Mr. Waters' case?
Yes, that's correct.
The Office of Court Administration has done an audit of this case, and they have made recommendations to this court. One of the recommendations is that Mr. Waters and the case be reviewed for possible restoration of Mr. Waters' capacity. As far as getting Mr. Waters to a doctor and getting him evaluated to see if his capacity can be restored, is that something that you can assist with as his temporary guardian?
I can. I think the only challenge may be with the COVID limitations, whether a physician would have to come into the facility or if they could get him out. So I'll definitely look into that. But
okay, and I would represent to you, and obviously I will follow up with you and get you all the details that you need, but Mr. Waters does live in an apartment. So as far as, he's not in a facility. So as far as COVID restrictions and getting him into a doctor, obviously doctors might have restrictions of their own, but you will attempt at least to get him seen to see what his current capacity level is. Is that correct?
yes.
Will you also be able to assist in your time as temporary guardian in identifying any services or supports for Mr. Waters that may help him, either if a guardianship has to continue or in services that might be beneficial, again, to help with possible restoration of his capacity?
Yes, I definitely will.
And is that something that you're familiar with doing and you've done for other clients in the past?
Yes, I have.
Again, the Office of Court Administration has submitted an audit with financial concerns that have been going on in this case, and I will forward you that audit so you have full information as far as what's been going on with his finances. But will you also be able to help the court in marshaling all of Mr. Waters' remaining assets so they can be protected from further exploitation and waste?
Yes, I'll need to do a lot of inventorying because I don't know anything about him or his assets, income, anything like that. So,
And again, that's something that you have done in other cases before. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
Okay. And of course, you know, you're coming into this kind of as a favor to the court. So I know you don't know a lot of the history, but do you have any indication that that this guardianship should not continue, at least temporarily, so that these things can be figured out?
Well, at this point, all I know is his name and that he's a male. So the fact that he lives in his apartment is something new to me. I had requested a temporary guardianship just because I had no idea what I was getting into. So I didn't want to commit to anything. So I think that.
And as this goes on, you know, throughout the next 45 days or so, and you get into it, you and I will discuss further what needs to happen after the temporary period is up, whether the guardianship needs to be converted to a permanent guardianship or if something else needs to take place. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Your Honor, at this time, I pass the witness.
Ms. Truitt, do you have any questions of Mr. Elder?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wharff, any other witnesses or do you wish to close?
No, Your Honor, I would rest and I would just ask that you accept the resignation of Kyla Baker and appoint respecter elders on a temporary basis to, again, assess what needs to happen going forward in this case.
Thank you. Ms. Truitt, do you have any closing statements you wish to make?
No, except Judge, that I would urge the court to do what I believe the judge will do, is accept the resignation of Kyla Baker as a part of Trilogy and appoint Jordan to see what they can do to help. Because it's clear that needs to happen.
Thank you. Based on the evidence and the testimony presented today, first, the court determines it has jurisdiction and venue. It's proper here in Lubbock County because Mr. Waters continues to be a resident of Lubbock County, and that the guardianship of the person and estate should continue, at least on a temporary basis, and that the immediate appointment of a successor guardian is necessary for the care and protection of the rights of the ward, and that Kyla Baker of Ballion Incorporated, doing business as Trilogy Guardianship Services, has filed a resignation to be the guardian of the person and estate, and the court has now accepted that resignation from Kyla Baker. And that respecter elders, a private professional guardian who's eligible to act as temporary guardian, is not disqualified by law from accepting letters of guardianship in this case. Therefore, it is ordered that Kyla Baker, Ballion Incorporating, doing business as Trilogy Guardianship Services, is now hereby resigned as the guardian of the person and estate of Christopher Waters. And that respecter elders is now hereby appointed as temporary guardian of the person and estate of Christopher Waters. And that temporary guardianship is to last no more than 60 days or until a permanent guardianship is established, whatever comes sooner. Respecter elders is required to give a bond of $100 to secure performance. I won't go over the powers that you will have, Jordan, other than you will have all the powers and rights granted to guardians under the Texas Estates Code. And you know what they are, so we don't need to go over them specifically. Is there anything else? Anything further?
Your Honor, I did forward an oath to Jordan, so he'll sign that, I know, and get that filed. And it just, as far as the order goes, I did submit that to you. It did order Kyla Baker to turn over all financial aspects of this case as well. Laura Beth Pleasant did ask me if Kyla needed to submit a final accounting because she was the guardian of the estate. Because of the audit and the recent accounting that was filed by Trilogy, I didn't know if you would require a final one or if you would wait
Well,
that.
she has in her, she submitted a final report on the person. She does have an annual account attached to her resignation.
Okay, okay.
So that's part of what the court has accepted, not
Okay.
just the resignation, but accepted the guardian, accepted Exhibit A and Exhibit B.
Yes,
of
Ron, I
her
see that.
resignation letter, which is both the person and the final report on the final report on the guardian. So we'll accept both of those at the same time we're accepting the letter.
I have nothing further than Your Honor.
Okay. Jordan, once again, you're my hero. I really want to thank you so much for what you're doing. I don't know how this community can adequately thank you for what you do in guardianship services. You are impeccable and you've got a great heart. And I need to throw you a party sometime. How about that?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you. All right. If there's no, Ms. Truitt, thank you so much for your service
Sure,
to Mr. Waters, and thank you for your service to the court, as always.
certainly.
All right.
Ashley, will the order for the bond, or is the amount included in the order appointing?
No, it's not, Your Honor, unless I
I'll
left
fill it in.
yes. And then
Yeah.
he should have time right now, so.
Yeah, I've, it's blank, but I'll fill it in. I'll fill that in, Jordan.
Okay, I will try to go there today to put the bond and the oath in. And I'll
And if
just-
you'll let me know when you do that, Jordan, I'll submit an order approving the bond.
Okay,
Just text me when you get filed.
all right, I will do that. I think I can do that this afternoon. It's going to be a pretty busy day here at work, but I should be able to get over and do that, so.